Hello there. I'm Klein, Ileleji, a professor and extension engineer with Purdue Ag and Biological Engineering Department. I'm also the co-founder and CEO of Georgia Technologies International. I'll be talking about scaling agricultural technologies in sub-Saharan African markets, looking at the experiences of Georgia Technologies International and in particular experiences in Kenya. When you look at when you talk about scaling technologies, we're talking about scaling for the millions at the bottom of the pyramid. For this talk, I'll introduce Geotechnologies International, talk about the problem we're trying to solve, and talk about an old promising solution to reducing post-harvest losses and food wastage, and then talk about designing products for scale and round up with experiences scaling the portable solar dryer trade name the DeHi Tray. Draw Technologies International is a mission-focused company developing technologies that efficiently harness solar energy to power agri-food systems. Our mission is to reduce post-harvest losses and food wastage by hygienic drying and in support of food preservation via the dry food chain. And the overall goal here is to improve economic well-being and livelihoods of small and mid-sized growers. When you look at the problem we're trying to solve, about 1.3 trillion of dollars of food is lost globally due to spoilage and post-harvest losses. 690 million people are hungry and undernourished. 3 billion people can't afford a healthy diet. And the majority of small growers in Africa, Asia, and the Americas, which constitute about a billion people, can't meet stringent dry product quality standards using primitive, unhygienic drying practices, and hence can access premium markets. This is just a snippet of pictures I personally took in my travels in the African continent. Top left corner is in Kenya, top right Ghana, bottom left is Nigeria, and bottom right in Senegal. And this is just grain dried, as you can see, in very unhygienic way. The old age solution is sun drying. We know that it's an old way of drying produce to preserve shelf life, but the challenge there is the current way and the old ways that sun drying has been practiced is very primitive and unhygienic. Most solar dryers designed today are still at prototyping stage or do-it-yourself models. When you look at the opportunity here is once that product is dried, and I'm looking at the graph on the right hand side, the schematic. Once that product is dried, no energy cost is required to actually store that product. Unlike the cold chain where energy is always needed in refrigeration to store that product. There are two pathways when you look at the dry food chain. The first pathway is to say, well, all the farmers will harvest their produce, wet produce, and transport closer to the city to a factory. We know that due to poor logistics, over half of that produce, fresh produce, will go bad. So the most cost-effective way and promising ways for all that drying to be drawn at the farm gate, and then the dried product, which now has less weight, is has a longer shelf life, can now be transported to packing facilities closer to the cities. In that way, you essentially provide farmers at the farm gate opportunities to increase their income. You can do a Google search of various drives out there about this just one I did 30.5 million hits in 0.55 seconds. But you see most of what you find are either experimental do-it-yourself units. And if you look at their designs, they are not really amenable to transport long distances. Uh, so when you think of drying, scaling a technology, you need to look at how do you um, reach millions of people. There are two strategies or two things you need to think about: your product design strategy and then translate that into product attributes. In our case, It has to meet farmers' needs, simple and affordable, can take advantage of economics of skills in manufacturing, and has a commercial potential using various business models. The product attribute is simple, light, mobile, intuitive, and innovative, compact, and the keeper, we coined it sleek. If you look at what we talk about, it has to be able to follow different business models. Um, Here's a comparison of the Onheim Solo dryer, a 20 square meter area dryer, compared to the dehydrate, which is a modular unit. About 60 dehydrates can make up a 20 square meter area. The thing about having 60, where I say 60 here, is if you have a bunch of farmers, several farmers using the unit, in this case, everyone has to come to a central location. With the dehydrate, you can actually distribute the trays as needed. When the product comes with a hygrometer and a scraper, so you have everything needed for measuring moisture content or dryness of product, and when the product is sticky, for scraping up, peeling the sticky product from the tray itself. This way you prevent people from using bare hands and contaminated something that should be hygienic. The product has won 2 major awards. The one of the great awards is the AE50 in 2019. We've had good traction of the product, so you can see growth in sales, but this has not been consistent when you think of growth strategy. So that's one issue with the developing markets, which has a whole range of discussions to it. Our business model is threefold. We obviously have the farmers central here. We provide technology and training. We have a partnership with community, SMEs, and farmers, and then hopefully help with marketing and financing. What's our experiences in Kenya? Essentially, understand the market and segments in the region, seek for reliable partners, both public, private, and NGO community. It's helpful to work with a local research institution to conduct trials with your technology, in our case, with the University of Nairobi. Last mile distribution is crucial to making your technology accessible beyond large cities. Pricing correctly is key to driving sales volumes up. Need to budget for training and have a good plan on how to achieve this at scale. Need to budget for marketing at scale via social media, radio jingles, farmers group, NGOs, and need to have a monitoring and evaluation plan. This helps to learn how to profit, to learn how your efforts, excuse me, are performing on the ground. We've sold over 10,000 units in Kenya and some units, a couple hundreds around the region. We typically say about 8,000 units, 10,000 units has impacted 100,000 lives. I want to end that dry foods are as good as fresh foods. Thank you, and hopefully looking forward to taking questions and having a great discussion. Thank you.